Hello everyone, my name is Pukar Dhital. I'm an English instructor and today we'll be covering Grade 7 English. We'll be going through the chapter, A Plan for a Visit. So let's begin the class.
Go back to the passage, remember the passage we read, and read it silently before you start reading. Record the time. Do not worry if you do not understand everything. How long did it take? Read again. Were you faster in your second attempt? Every time you read on your own, time yourself. Tell the teacher if you read faster. Now the idea here is that you have to understand that reading fast always should not be our option, but reading correctly should be our priority. All right. So the idea here is that you read the passage time and again, and every time you read, you just record the time. How long had it taken you? How long time did it take you to finish any particular chapter? And you know what? You again reread that particular chapter. And every time you reread that particular chapter, you set a timing for yourself. Okay? You set a timing for yourself. So you'll see that every time as you go on improving your reading, you will be reading somewhat faster. All right? But reading with expression should be our priority. Reading properly with correct pronunciation should be our priority. So it's about reading time and again, and every time you read, keep the timing and reread the same any particular or any given passage. And every time you read it, just go for the stopwatch and see how long it actually take you to complete a particular passage, any specific passage, and reread it again. And when that happens, you will be reading faster and fluently. Let's say this will improve. I've not used the word fast, but this will improve your fluency. Very important if you want to read something fluently. Now look at this next, number 8, writing. All right, work in groups of 4. Plan or visit to an interesting place near your area. Work out the details. So this is more like you can literally do it in the classroom. All right, so divide your class into 4 groups, and then you just plan. You just plan to visit some famous places nearby your area, right? Or you can pick any specific place, a very famous place nearby area, and then you work on this map here. I mean, you work on these questions here, and they are: how long does it take to reach there? Time taken. How long the visit will be? So once you reach there, how long are you going to stay there? Who will go? So according to your planning, who are supposed to go there? You, and along with the teachers. How much money will be needed for each student? As you know, wherever you go, any move you make, all right, we need money, right? So these financial aspects, how much money do you think will be required or needed to reach to that particular place, and especially for each student? If you're going to a park, maybe a park has a charge, say 10 rupees per student. So then you need to calculate how much money is actually required for each student to reach there. Or if you need a bus to reach there, you'll have to add the park cost plus the bus cost. All right. And once you go there, what is your objective? What can be done there? What can be done? This is more like an objective. All right. This is more like an objective. What can be done there? What is the purpose? Or, all right, if I have to say it further, it could be purpose. What is the reason you're going to that particular place? Now, once you figure out and make all this planning, as you can see, right? And then write a letter to your English teacher asking him or her to organize the visit. So once you have everything in your hand, once you have the whole planning, then you write a letter to your English teacher requesting a teacher to organize the visit for you. And don't forget to mention all these 6 aspects, all right, why you want to go there, and you're requesting a teacher to organize that visit. Okay, now I'm going to give you a certain format of the letter. All right, let's work on that. So format for writing a letter. I'm going to teach you today a couple of formats. All right, how you can possibly, or in fact, how you can write a letter to your to principal, or how to write a formal letter. Okay, so the first format which I'm going to teach you is in today's context widely accepted, and it is a standard format in modern context. All right, and it will be great to you knowing this modern format. So and as for that format, we are keeping, now let's assume this very screen to be your paper. All right, and in this format which I'm about to teach you, we are keeping everything on the left, literally everything on the left side. All right, so and it begins from your address. So let's keep here the address Gorkha. Okay, so let's say Bhachek. Remember, we are keeping everything on the sharp left. All right, now this is your home address. Let's say, for example, Bhachek, Gorkha, and then what you do is you leave a line. Okay, and then you write date. That is, say, let me write here 26 January 2018. All right. Now, after that, again leave a line. Remember, no comma, no nothing. We're not even giving comma here. All right. And we're keeping it on sharp left. Bachek, Gorkha, 26 January 2018. Now, keeping the question in mind, write a letter to your English teacher asking him, her to organize the visit. Now, you're writing this to your English teacher. Okay. So here we write down, we don't need a subject here in this format. Bear that in mind. We're not writing subject here. And neither, some of you might have known that people often write to in the letter to, but we're not writing to here as well. Not even to. All right. And then we leave a line. Remember, this means we're leaving a line. And then we write, now because the question says we're writing it to an English teacher, the English teacher, because it's the recipient here. So you can write here the English teacher. Now, let's say you took initiation to write to your English teacher. Now, let's say, for example, the school is Deerwalk Sifal School. And its location, Sifal, and then we write, now look at here, here the district differs, here you're writing your own address, that is Gorkha, and because the district here differs, only that's why, only because of that, we're here writing Kathmandu. You see that? And again you leave a line. Now what have we done so far? First we started with our address, this is our address. Now here I've written Bachek, Gorkha, as an example, okay? And then you can leave a line, then write a date. This is date. Okay, now this particular address is the receiver. The receiver's, okay, address. All right? So far we've written our address and then date, the English teacher, Deerwalk Sifal School, Sifal or Kathmandu. And then we write, leave a line. This is leaving a line. And we write respected sir. Or if your teacher is a ma'am, then of course, respected ma'am. Again, no comma, okay? No comma. We just don't put comma. We put everything on the sharp left of the paper. So this is how it goes. Bachek, Gorkha, we leave a line, and then date, we leave a line. The English teacher, that means the receiver's address. The English teacher, Deerwalk Sifal School, Sifal, Kathmandu, and then we leave a line, respected sir, ma'am. All right? So this is what we can call the whole thing, what we call the opening of the letter. Opening of the letter. Okay, so let's move forward. Now, once you've begun, respected sir, ma'am, and then you talk about, of course, after that, you'll have to leave a line. Don't forget that. After respected sir, ma'am, again, leave a line. Okay, and after respected sir, ma'am, you of course, leave a line here again. Okay, and then as we move to the next page, now here you begin the letter. And here you go to the content now. Go to the content. Go to the content. Because it's a formal letter. This is what we call a formal letter, which is an official letter. All right. Formal letter also called official letter. Here we don't write hello, hi, how are you? I hope you are doing great and all. No, we don't use that term. We straight away write the content. We go to the content. All right. It's usually shorter. And the other one is informal letter. Now these are the letter which is written to the near and dear ones, like your family, friends. See, they are the example here, like your family, friends, relatives perhaps. See, so the very word near and dear ones, all right, when you write a letter to the near and dear ones, we call it informal letter. Okay, if you're writing an official letter, that is always a formal letter. All right, it's usually written for some official purpose. Okay, maybe you're writing it to any organization, or maybe to a teacher, to school, to colleges, to universities. These are all formal letter, which are always official. Formal letter are always official letter. All right, informal letter are the letters which you write to your father, mother, perhaps your family, your relatives. Right? Near and dear ones, the term near and dear ones. Whenever we write letter to near and dear ones, we call it informal letter. What I'm teaching you right now is, remember again, it's formal letter, not informal letter. Okay? Now you go to the content straight away. Remember all those 6 points that we discussed earlier? You'll have to include, now why you have planned to go to that particular place. It usually can have up to 2 paragraphs. Can have up to 2 paragraphs, and then it's usually short. Usually, okay, formal letter usually is a short letter, and then you end the letter. And as you end it, before you end it, you can always write, leave a line again, right after you have explained all those 6 points, like where do you want to go, why do you want to go, how many of you are going, how much cost is estimated, what is the reason for your visit. Once you say that, and once you politely request to your teacher, leave a line and then say thank you. All right, and again you leave a line and you write down faithfully yours. Okay, and then you can apply your signature here. For instance, let me apply my signature here. Apply your signature, write your name, full name. Whenever you write formal letter, make sure to write full name. Pukar Dhital, and then you can also write your grade. Grade 7. See, thank you. At last, faithfully yours, Pukar Dhital, grade 7. Okay, and this particular part is what we call closing. And of course, if you want to pick a few more words apart from faithfully, is there anything that you can write? Yes. If you want to choose, you can also write sincerely yours. Okay, this is just an option. If you want to write, you can also write here sincerely yours. Sincerely yours. Okay, so this is how you write this modern format, which is accepted, you can say, almost worldwide. Okay, now there's one more format which I believe our book follows. Okay, now let's work on that particular format. And before I move further, I want to tell you that these two paragraphs, when you go to the content, when you are hitting the content, when you are here writing paragraph explaining okay what's going on and all, this is what we called body of the letter. So that means a letter has three parts: opening, its body, and then its closing. Okay, now let's move ahead and follow the format. Now in this format you can always use it if you're applying somewhere within the school. Say for example, if you're writing to your headmaster or principal or to any director or to any organization or institution, whenever you write a formal letter, I encourage you to follow this format. Very important. Now this is the format which is followed by our book. All right, here we can write, it goes like right, left, and again right format. Pretty old format actually. Okay, so again let's work on the same address. All right, so we start from, now assume this to be your paper. Okay, now you go on the right side of a paper and then you write down Bhachik Gorkha. Again you leave a line, then you write down date 26th January 2018, right? And there you come here and then you can write here on the left side. Now this is on the right side. All right, dear sir, or it could be ma'am, and a comma, and give a comma here. Remember, initially we ignored comma, but here we have to give comma now. Okay, dear sir, ma'am, and then you start beginning your letter. Okay, and by the way, you can also write subject here, but always remember, subject in today's context, it's optional. Optional means it's not necessary for you to show the subject. Okay, in the initial format, there's no need to write subject. It's already old-fashioned. It says it's old-fashioned. Right now, you focus on subject. All right, or maybe you can write subject. Now, what is your subject? Your subject is about, once you pick up the location, you can write a subject requesting for a visit to and then you can write the particular location. Okay, so that's how you can write a subject here. Remember, subject is optional. And then you can write dear sir, ma'am, and again now here is the content, the whole, and the paragraph however is same. Okay, here's the content. It can go up to 2 paragraphs because it's supposed to be short. All right, compared to informal letter. Here you're explaining why you want to go to that place. This is what we call a body of the letter. This is what we call the opening of the letter. Okay, and here in the content you explain why you want to go, how many of you are going, what's the cost estimation, what's the purpose of the visit, everything you explain it here. Yes, you can change paragraph in between, and after you end the letter, you just write here on the right again. Okay, here is the right side, is left side, and again you come on the right, and then you end the letter yours faithfully, comma here, and then you write a name and write a grade. See, and of course like previous one, you can also write if you wish to also write yours sincerely. Okay, yours, meaning you always have option whether to write yours sincerely or yours faithfully. And of course this is again the closing of the letter. All right, so this is subject, as you can see. This is the greeting. This is how you can write the letter. Remember, the content should be yours, what you want to write, and make sure it's very formal, written in a very polite language. I request you to kindly organize a visit to the 7th graders now you name the place, let's say to Taudaha. All right, because maybe you want to, or maybe you want to go to Godavari. I'm taking a few examples of Kathmandu here. Okay, and then you specify the purpose. Okay, why you want to go there. So that is always, and remember those things are always included in the content. Okay, Now, let's move further. Now, match the following as shown in the example. Pasupatinath is in Kathmandu, right? And how are you supposed to write it? Here we go. For instance, let's number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, let's say here, number 1. Now, for example, see how it's given here? Now, Pasupatinath, now this is the example here, okay? This is the example. Now, the book says, Pasupatinath is seen, all right? Here, I would like to add here, is, now this scene is missing, so maybe I want to add like this, is seen in Kathmandu. Pasupatinath is seen in Kathmandu. Alright, and then you go for number 2. Now, Maya Devi temple, where do you think is Maya Devi temple? Is it in Rupandehi or Kapilvastu, Kathmandu, Chitwan, Janakpur, Pokhara? Or in fact, let me cancel Rupandehi here, okay? Because the book doesn't have Rupandehi, so let me not put it here. In case you have a book, you might get confused, right? So, Kapilvastu, fine. So, where is Maya Devi temple? Of course, the answer is Kapilvastu. So, let me write number 2 here, okay? Rana Lake, where is Rana Lake? It's in Mugu. See number 3, number 3. Number 4, the Feva Lake is in, I'm sure you all know it. In fact, alright, number 5, Chitwan National Park is in, of course, Chitwan. And here is 1, of course, Pasupatinath is in Kathmandu. And finally, Janak Temple is in Janakpur. Okay, so just like here in example, you are going to write here, let's say if I'm working on number 2, Maya Devi Temple is seen in Kapilvastu. A very easy exercise for you. Alright, this you can again do it in the classroom right away. Now, let's say you've written a letter, the one which we talked about earlier. Now, of course, yes, when talking about letter, be not mistaken, alright? To follow, well, do I encourage you to follow all left format? Remember, maybe when you give your BLE examination in grade 8, you should be following right, left and right format, okay? Don't be mistaken, because our book still follows the right, left and right format. Now, you have submitted a letter to your English teacher to organize a tour to a place you proposed. Now, work in groups and draw a detailed map of the places you have planned to visit, indicating what you are going to do there. Now, this is what you can do as a homework. And also, I would say you do the letter as your homework as well, okay? So, let's see here. Write a letter to your English teacher. Ask him, her to organize the visit, okay? So, where you plan to go, okay? So, first you write the letter in a format which I have taught earlier. Write a letter to your English teacher asking him or her to organize the visit. And after you write the letter, you have submitted a letter to your English teacher to organize a tour to a place you proposed. Now, work in groups and draw a detailed map of the places you have planned to visit, indicating what you're going to do there. So, when you make a map, you can start it from your school, right? You start a map from your school and include the important landmark. Now, what is landmark then? Some specific landmark which is very distinct, which is very clear to us. Like, for example, if there's a temple and if you're making a map, so here you go, for example, okay? And if there's a temple, you can just make something like this, okay? And perhaps, all right, and we go again, all right? Again, you're making a map, remember? And don't forget to give the direction. That is east, west, north, south. Which way is east, all right? Like east, let's say east, west, sorry. So if here's east, of course here's west, east, west, and north and south. Okay, so give direction, landmark. You start a map from the school, and of course at last, don't forget to give index. And of course, landmark could be highway as well. So for every landmark, you can give some symbol. Okay, if there's a hospital, perhaps you can just write H as for hospital. Okay, so this you can do, and of course sometimes forests can be a landmark as well, or bridge can be a landmark, and of course include all these things in your index of your map. What is index? So here index in your paper you have to so this stands for temple, or for instance this H stands for hospital. So this way you can give your own symbol here and later on clarify that in your index section. Okay, so this much you can do for homework. So thank you very much, and if you have any queries, please feel free to email us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np.